Hi, I'm Joe with Gramophone, and we're delighted to be able to talk a little bit today about LG TV with Mr. Gregg Lee of LG. Greg, great to see you again.
Good to be back.
It's nice. Appreciate you coming down and working with us a little bit, both on tonight's training session and also on our discussions here for our YouTube fans. We do have a video that we made on the C4 Evo, which is LG's most popular selling series. But as you know, Greg, we love talking about step-up product, and there are some reasons why the G series is a step up. So maybe you can intro us to it a little bit.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joe. The G4 series is LG's most premium OLED in terms of performance and design. It actually has extra hardware and unique processing and software that help to boost its performance, from a picture standpoint, and also has amazing design, which we call our one wall, which allows us to take that panel, put it on its bracket and push it and mount it as close to the wall as pretty much the wall will allow. So it helps to meld that product into your living space, giving you the best of both worlds. Great performance, great design.
So Greg, we've talked just a little bit about how it's both performance and design that makes the G series better than the C series. Maybe you can, just on the performance angle, go a little bit more into those details on what makes the picture quality better.
Yeah, absolutely. First off on the G4 is it has an exclusive processor in our lineup, the Alpha 11, which is brand new for this year and is the most powerful processor we've put in a television yet. Now, one of the things that this processor can do is when you're watching anything, including streaming, it's able to do pixel by pixel analysis of everything that's being fed into it from any source in real time. So that's pretty powerful. So even streaming content is going to get the full processing capabilities because of that ability. And there's also unique hardware in this set. We have what we call an enhanced light architecture on this set. Now, what that means is that if we need a set to be more dramatically brighter, well, we have that processor and a special algorithm known as the Brightness Booster Max, which can elevate the brightness of that set, not just 20 or 30, but we're looking up to 150% peak brightness higher than our baseline B4 series. So a lot of impact, great for HDR. And that enhanced light architecture also, since we're going brighter, we have a heat sink to help mitigate any kind of heat that would be developed. And there is a special layer known as the micro lens array on this set. Now, what these little micro lenses do is they take the light as it's coming out of the OLED and make sure that more, if not all of it, is transferred into the actual viewing space. Now, why is that important? Well, a lot of times that light bounces around and gets lost, so we're not seeing the full efficiency capabilities of the set. So the micro lenses are unique and extract more light, but what's amazing is that on our 77-inch G4 OLED that we're looking at here, there are over 5,000 of those micro lenses per pixel to be able to accomplish this. So that means there's over 42 billion micro lenses that help to pull more light out of the set. They give you more even spread of the light. So every seat in the room is absolutely perfect. And this is our most brightest, most dynamic, and most capable OLED ever that we've brought to market. And if you look at this set, a lot of times with OLEDs, they are more of a glossy screen. This one uses a special coating known as our super anti-reflective filter, which means that when light strikes it, over 99% of that light energy is actually captured by the set and not reflected back to the viewer. So if you're sitting in a living space with maybe bright lights or a window behind you while you're watching TV, this is the perfect set to be able to do that and not get the distractions that you normally do with a lot of the regular OLED sets out there.
One of the things I've noticed in just our brief time here this morning with this video shoot is off axis, the picture here is really good. And so if you're having, let's say, a Super Bowl party, for example, or some situation like that where there's a lot of people, holiday times, a lot of times the whole family is coming over, everybody is going to be able to get a really good look at the picture.
Absolutely. OLED is good for viewing angles to start with, but this one is actually our best out of all of them.
So Greg, besides performance, why else might you want to step up to the G series?
Yeah, we already talked a little bit about the one wall design. Now, we did change something up this year. Our 55 and 65 inch G4 series come with a TV stand in the box. Now, if you want to mount it to the wall, there is an accessory mount, and it happens to be the same mount that comes in the box with the 77 and the 83 inch versions of the set. But again, that is a very thin set that when that bracket collapses into the TV, it allows the TV to fit very close, very thin. And we don't have any extra boxes that you have to connect to this TV. All the electronics are tied into the panel in the set that we see right here. So that's one major benefit. Because of the new processor in this set, we can have not just one thing displayed or even two. We can actually have up to 4 different screens being displayed on the G4 simultaneously. Now, 2 of those can be HDMI inputs, and the other 2 have to be a combination of different apps and options that are available in the set. But yeah, you can actually use this and show up to 4 screens simultaneously, unique to our G4 series. We give you Wi-Fi 6 for better connectivity, better speed, better consistency of connectivity on the set. And we've got better audio. It's 4.2 channel, 60 watts. So it even incorporates artificial intelligence to help bring out vocals so you can hear dialogue so much more easy on this set if you're not connecting to a sound bar or a sound system. And last, certainly not least, this TV comes with a 5-year limited panel warranty, the longest out of the box of any TV that we're aware of in the industry.
So Greg, can you share with our viewers a little bit about the feedback that you've gotten so far on the G4 series?
Well, it's a brand new product for this year, and a lot of reviewers and influencers have been choosing the G4 as their favorite TV of 2024. So I think that says a lot and really validates the hard work and effort the engineers and LG has put into this product to make it a top-level performer.
Good, good. And can you maybe just dig a little bit further into it now?
Well, I think one thing that's interesting to know about this set is LG consumer TVs have been the favorite for use in post-production as client review monitors. That's where when at a studio, you'll have somebody working on a reference monitor, 30 inch or so. They're sort of away from the group, but your director, your cinematographer, your key people are actually sitting in an easy chair and they're looking at a much larger screen, something more representative of what you might use at home. And of course, mimicking more of what you would see in a large scale theater. And more often than all the other consumer TVs out there combined, for what we understand, that choice is an LG consumer OLED. And I think a lot of that has to do with LG's advanced calibration system, which allows a much more granular level of precision and control than you'll find from any other set out there in the marketplace.
In fact, on that calibration system, really when you're in a professional environment, of course, calibration is critical because the standards are different than, Joe taking up his smartphone and shooting a little video, in his living room. That's one thing, but in a professional realm like that, you need the best calibration possible. And from my understanding, LG's calibration capability is really far beyond what others are doing.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So in production, you got to have a consistency. So if somebody is looking at a picture one way and the next person who's working on it, the picture settings are completely different, there is no consistency. Right. So your end product is unpredictable. So there are very strict standards that we want to adhere to. Now, with the best TVs that are out there in the market for customers or consumers, their calibration system allows you somewhere from like 16 to maybe 34 points of control and adjustment, which sounds pretty dramatic until you compare it to what LG allows. With LG system, we have over 36,000 control points for color, grayscale, dynamic range, all the key factors. So that's why the LG products have become very popular for post-production. In fact, LG won a technical Emmy Award for our consumer TVs, which they were labeled the Hollywood reference display because they were so popularly used for this purpose of when content is being created and developed, that we were really sort of the perfect match to be able to show the director, cinematographer, what that could look like in somebody's home, but on a TV that can be absolutely precisely, tuned to the exact standards that they need out in Hollywood.
It says a lot about the capabilities technically of the LG sets.
I agree.
So Greg, maybe we can talk about a couple more things that you and I have kind of referenced back and forth a little bit as we were preparing for what we were going to do today. You've got a series called M series, which I'm curious about, and the transparent series, which seems fascinating. So maybe if you can just kind of touch on those two.
I can certainly do that. So M series is LG's wireless OLED TV. What do we mean by wireless? Well, if you're a interior decorator or designer and you want to have a TV in the room, but you don't want the TV to go necessarily on the wall, or maybe it's on a wall and other than power, trying to get other connections because you want the equipment halfway across the room or around the room. What is the solution for that? Well, LG's M3 wireless OLED allows me to put one of our 65, 77, 83, 97-inch screens on someplace in the room. All I need is power. That's it. All you have to do is supply power to that set. Then on the other side of the room, we have a box that you would connect all of your connections, your cable signal, your Blu-ray. It's got Wi-Fi built in for the smart platform. Everything connects to the box. And then to get the signal from the box to the panel, there are no wires. We are actually transmitting across the room. We recommend line of sight up to about 30 feet. But you're getting the same performance and capabilities you'll find in our G series on our M series, but just wireless delivery. So that was the world's first, 4K OLED wireless capability out there. It's an available piece now. If a customer has a solution, they need to take care of, this would be the way to be able to do that. And
Love it.
Yeah, it is a really unique and great piece. We talked about all the great OLEDs that LG has come up with. This is one of our latest and greatest.
Yes.
And then you mentioned the other one, which is at CES this year in Las Vegas. LG showed off our transparent OLED. And people are like, why would I want a TV that I could see through? Well, if you have a nice Aspen chalet and you want to put the TV up against the windows, but when you're not watching TV, you still want to be able to see that multi-million-dollar view. Or maybe it's, a beachfront property, lakefront, mountain. You have got a great view and the perfect place for the TV is there, but the TV would typically block it. Well, with a transparent OLED, you can actually see through it when it's not on. Or you can see through it when it's on. So how would that work? It's a little strange. The way that OLED works is OLED doesn't create black. Black is where it starts. So the screen, if we don't send it any energy, doesn't light up. What creates the picture on the OLED is when we send energy to each pixel, they illuminate, they create light. Well, the reason it's black is it's basically black on the back. Well, if you take the back away and make it transparent, and use transparent components, we can actually see through the OLEDs. So the cool thing is that there are NFTs and animations where it looks like a hologram, where it's just something moving in space. But with transparent, what happens when I go to watch TV? Well, they have a solution. There is a contrast screen. It's black that comes up behind it. And when it does, it plays just like a regular television. But then you just want to blow people's minds and show them that you can see through that. You can turn the contrast screen off or put up some of the cool animations and whatnot. So it'd be real easy to actually build cool content for a transparent OLED. Something we've hinted at, the indications we are looking at bringing it to market, just don't have any time frame yet.
Okay, but it does say a lot about what LG is doing from, a technology perspective. We're so impressed by what you guys are doing technologically, and I think that's kind of the main reason we wanted to be more involved with LG this year. So we're delighted to be making a stronger commitment with LG. And we're delighted to have had you come down, Greg. Thank you again so much for doing so. We're delighted that you folks have watched this video with us. We really appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. Click that little bell icon so that you're notified of all of our upcoming content. For more information about LG and all of our great brands, just give us a call at one of our stores, or you can go to our website, gramophone.com. And of course, you can buy these products at Sky by Gramophone, where you'll always get a secure checkout with fast and free shipping straight to your door. Joe and Greg saying thank you so much.